BKFC lightweight world title. Luis Palomino, the champion, versus Tom Shoaff.
And you can see here, Sean, the main thing is that 6-inch reach advantage that Tom Shoaff has. He's going to want to stay just outside of Luis Palomino's range, continue to stay in that pocket, land those hard shots.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds for the undisputed BKFC World Lightweight Championship. Presented to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Sanctioned by the Florida State Boxing Commission, Chairman Dr. Mark Williams, Executive Director Patrick Cunningham. The 3 judges scoring our championship main event: Lorenzo Toledo, Vicente Rodriguez, Richard Green. And the third man inside the squared circle, our referee in charge of the action at the bell, Chris Young. And now, with our bare knuckle fans watching live worldwide on the BKFC app from the sold-out Hard Rock Live, fight fans of Hollywood, it's time to knuckle up! Introducing you first, fighting out the red corner. Tonight he wears blue and red. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, 154.6 pounds. His bare knuckle record stands at 4 victories opposite 3 defeats. Here is the #1 lightweight challenger in the world, fighting out of Lawton, Oklahoma, the gentleman of violence, Tom Shoaff. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black and red, trimmed in white. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, 154.4 pounds. His bare knuckle record is perfect at 7-0. Here is the current BKFC World Welterweight Champion and your defending, undefeated, uncontested, undisputed BKFC World Lightweight Champion and the #1 pound-for-pound bare knuckle fighter in the world, fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Lima, Peru, Luis Baboon Palomino.
In our fighter meeting, we asked Luis Palomino, what is the difference between you at 165 and 155? He said, I have more explosive speed at 155. I will showcase that versus Tom Shoaff. Both fighters actively up to scratch. Our main event is upon us. The champion Luis Palomino versus the challenger Tom Shoaff for Palomino's 155-pound BKFC title. The bell, round #1. Black trunks for the champion Luis Palomino. Blue and red trunks for the challenger Tom Shoaff. Shoaff coming forward. Palomino. Jack left hook on the entry. There was that explosive speed overhead right.
He said he had the power and the speed advantage. He's going to want to utilize that right away.
Good left hand. Shoaff crouched. He did not go down. Right hand. Shoaff not getting that through. Shoaff shovel uppercut. Just mixed. Palomino stepping in right back out. Long straight hard swings from Tom Shoaff. Palomino moving on the outside. Good left hand from Palomino. Right hand down goes Tom Shoaff.
Tom seems like he's all right, though. He's going to get up. Kind of laughed when he first got knocked down, said, I got caught. Well done.
So the thumbs up from Shoaff to referee Chris Young while Young was counting. Shoaff pulling back the left hand.
There was that speed and explosive power that Palomino talked about.
Shoaff coming forward, right hand. Palomino, big right hand. The champion landing big early. The jab to the body from Palomino. Jab to the sternum, left hook. 35 seconds remaining, round number one.
Another big punch.
Huge left hand, that's knockdown number two.
Tom Shoaff needs to just get past his round right now.
Ready to go, baby? All right.
15 seconds remaining, opening round of our main event. It's been a massive round for the undefeated champion, Luis Palomino. Shoaff coming forward, takes that left hand, right hand.
Shoaff just standing right in front of his opponent right now. He's got to be very careful right now. He was hurt.
That is the end of round one.
Very tough round for Tom Shoaff right there. Look at that nice, clean right hand. Looks like Tom went to throw his uppercut, got beat to the punch with an overhand right. And here's our second knockdown. Just a left hand in the mix. In the middle of a combination, both guys were throwing punches. It's just been the speed and the accuracy right now of Palomino that's been dominating this fight so far, Sean.
Take it off. Take it off.
Speed and accuracy indeed, Chris. What was Palomino telling us about explosive speed?
He said he's going to have to utilize that. He did it very well that first round.
A look of determination on the face of Luis Palomino up to scratch. Round number two. Shoaff with a jab off the scratch line. Check left hook. Palomino exploding on the left hook. Palomino rolling through on the level changes, exploding body to head. Shoaff off the jab. This Florida crowd firmly behind Luis Palomino. Shoaff with the right to the body, that was clever. Shoaff just missing that right uppercut. Good left hand from Palomino. Palomino right hand to the body, threw it naked.
You can see here more punches being thrown by Shoaff, more landed by Palomino. Much better percentage for Palomino, 64-26.
Palomino stiff left jab. Shoaff is cut under his left eye, takes that left hand from Palomino. Palomino, though, slowly starting to get his offense going after a dominant two knockdown round recorded by Luis Palomino in round number one. Right hand from Palomino, left hand.
And the one thing I think Shoaff is doing really well, though, is he's making Palomino fight the entire time. That couldn't wear him down, we shall see.
Right to the body from Shoaff. Shoaff starting to land to the body of the champion, Luis Palomino.
A great game plan right there. You have to slow this guy down. He's doing that explosive, powerful stuff he's talking about. You cannot let him keep doing that if you want this fight to continue.
To the clinch, halftime play. Big right hand from Palomino. On the turn. Underhook. Referee Chris Young letting this go. Left hand on the entry from Palomino. Big right hand. Shoaff trying to counter with the left hook. Step in left hand from Palomino. Final seconds, round number two. Shoaff trying to push this pace, throws the right hand. Massive power shot set from Palomino. We move to round three.
Much better round for Shoaff right there. Did some good things. Palomino still landed a lot of clean punches right there. Showed that explosive speed we talked about. The thing I like I said, is Shoaff was pushing the pace right there. He's making Palomino fight the whole time. This was his game plan. I don't think he planned on getting knocked down. He's going to have to get those back if he wants to win this fight.
Y céntralo bien, por el medio. Cuando vaya a tirar a López, sube la mano y mete a López. Ok,
siempre muy peligroso.
vamos. La tercera mano. Siempre. Oye, Préstame la toalla. Préstame la toalla.
Palomino definitely doing the right thing, continuing to come in and land hard punches against Tom Shoaff. He's taking exactly what Shoaff is giving. He's giving him those punches, so we got to keep landing, but at the same time, he needs to find a little bit more time to rest out there. He doesn't want to keep going at this pace. This is what Tom Shoaff wants to do.
Tom Shoaff, you see, so keen, standing in front of the scratch line. Number 3. Shoaff forward off the straight jab, then the right hand. Cover from Palomino. Good right hand from Luis Palomino. Palomino has not only been dominant, amassing a 7-0 record and 2 world titles in BKFC, he's also been one of the most elusive fighters, if not the most elusive fighter on the roster. Left hand, right hand from Palomino. Left hand right back from Shoaff. There's the jab from Luis Palomino. With left hand, big shots on the inside. Palomino now cooks spirit blood on his face. The inside, left hand from Palomino.
And you can just see the power displayed by Palomino, though. He's hitting Tom Shoaff and he's moving him away.
Step away jab from the champion Luis Palomino. Step in jab from Palomino. Double jab, big shots to the body now from Shoaff. That's effective. Counter right hand. Knockdown number 3 against the flow of that sequence.
And that one hurt Tom Shoaff bad. You can tell the look on his face.
7, 8, 9. Look at team.
Shoaff again beating the count of referee Chris Young. Shoaff was landing to the body and then caught and dropped on the counter from Palomino. Shoaff right back. Shoaff again to the body. Huge swings now from Palomino. Shoaff trying to effectively cut off the ring.
I don't know how much longer Shoaff's going to be able to see all that right now. Looks like it's thrown up pretty good.
Blood on the face of Palomino. Blood on the face of Shoaff. We hear the 10-second clap. Final seconds, round number 3. Shoaff down 3 times, including once here in round number 3. Still throwing to the body. We move to round 4.
Shoaff just did a great job of landing a few body shots right there when Palomino came in with a wicked combination. Look at those good body punches being landed, and that great punch. You can just see the look of pain on Tom Shoaff's face right there. Probably one of his best sequences. Didn't matter, he got hit right there, busted his eye open. Palomino has blood on his face now as well. Sean, sometimes in title fights you feel like people just want to win at all costs. They're out there, they're jabbing, they're moving. Not this time, these guys are going after it.
If a poll were taken with every fighter on the BKFC roster that asked who is your favorite BKFC fighter, I guarantee you Tom Shoaff would be the winner. You're seeing why in this fight. It's not just his fighter spirit, his warrior spirit. It's his heart, it's his tenacity, it's his intensity. Down 3 times.
No punches.
Here we go with round number 4.
Time.
Medical timeout before we start round number 4. Again, the Chief Medical Officer of BKFC, Dr. Don Muzi. This fight is over. Luis Palomino, the dominance continues.
Sean, that was Luis Palomino's most impressive fight I've seen in a while. I know he's undefeated for it, but there's different times, different ways people fight. To me, that was one of the best performances he's had in quite a while.
Luis Palomino now 8-0 in bare knuckle fighting championship, and that's 5 successful defenses of his 155-pound title. And that was valiant. Indeed, at times brilliant in defeat for Tom Shoaff, showing heart, showing skill, showing character, and Luis Palomino showing why he is arguably, or perhaps inarguably, the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world of bare knuckle. Beyond our promotion of BKFC, in the world of the sport of bare knuckle fighting.
Absolutely. Like I said, he showed that explosive power, that speed. Put on display right there. I mean, Tom Shoaff was coming to do a lot of damage to the body. Landed some good punches there. It didn't matter. Palomino continued to come with hard punches. Took his opportunities, waited for the right punches to land, and it landed and hurt his opponent every time.
So you want to be a fighter,
Great job done by both guys right there. Sometimes you just have great fights like that. That was a lot of fun to watch.
There's the dark side. I didn't have to do this, but I want my fans to show. I brought a show.
Luis Palomino,
but I brought a show.
who's proven in his 7 previous fights so hard to hit. You see cut in his forehead.
Thank you.
Small slice under his right eye. Small cut around his left eye. You see Tom Shoaff wearing the damage. Full credit to Tom Shoaff. And that was an A++ performance for the champion Luis Palomino. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our ringside physician steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 1 second into round number 4. For your winner by TKO and still undisputed BKFC World Lightweight Champion Luis Baboon Palomino.
Our main event of the evening, Luis Palomino continues his dominant, undefeated run in BKFC. The winner, by way of 4th round TKO due to physician stoppage, Luis Palomino defeats Tom Shoaff.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
This is the best show in combat sports.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month. Thursday, March 27th, the world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, is back for another night of adrenaline-fueled chaos. In the main event, one of the greatest bare knuckle fighters to ever step into the squared circle, Luis Baboon Palomino battles a warrior looking to build his legacy by taking the legend out, Howard H.D. Davis. In the co-main event, the undefeated heavyweight Leonardo Perdomo hunts for his next knockout against the always-ready Steve HERELIUS. Watch it live only on DAZN. Sign up now at DAZN.com.
Co-main event time. In the lightweight division, Howard Davis versus James Brown. Our tale of the tape is presented by Forged Irish Stout.
Sean, I think the first time I've ever had this. I mean, both these guys very tall for this weight class, both 6'2", exactly the same reach, 77, same fist size, and exactly the same weight. Mirror images of each other. This is going to be a great one.
James Brown, 3-0 in BKFC. His most recent victory this past February when he defeated the Ukrainian Bovar Honakov by way of 3rd round TKO. Brown has also had 15 pro MMA bouts. In our fighter meeting, Brown told us his main focus in training for this fight at 155 pounds versus Howard Davis was defense after offense and then offense after defense. He said, I want everything to flow. I don't want to force a single element in this fight.
And that was extremely smart what he said. I loved it. Feels like he wants to stay to his opponent's right. He wants to avoid that power shot that his opponent possesses. He knows Howard Davis has power. Take that away from it, and he's not that great of a fighter.
Brown also told us constant lateral movement. I will then explode off of that lateral movement into the clinch. I will be extremely physical on the inside. Again, Brown, a veteran of 15 pro MMA bouts. Howard Davis came to BKFC from amateur and pro boxing. Davis does not have grappling, upper body wrestling, or MMA experience. Brown feels that he can dominate Howard Davis in the clinch.
He said he's going to fight Kai Stewart style. And we all know that Howard Davis lost to Kai Stewart. I think that's why he brought up. Get in there, dirty box, clinch him, push him out. He feels like that will surprise him.
Howard Davis enters 6-2-1 in BKFC. He's 7-2-1 overall in the sport of bare knuckle. 1-0 in pro boxing. Davis, an outstanding amateur boxer here in the state of Florida. He compiled a record of 15-2 as an amateur boxer. Davis's most recent fight in BKFC, March of this year, he defeated Sean Wilson by way of second-round TKO. Davis told us, my main focus in training for this fight versus James Brown, on my defense and on my counters. Davis said, I want to, quote, be a very slick fighter throughout.
He feels like he can mentally break his opponent easy early in this fight. What he has to do is stay long, try to outbox his opponent. By doing so, when he gets in a position, he can throw that right hand and land, and that will mentally break his opponent because he won't be able to deal with that power.
Davis said, I want to immediately show James Brown that I have the superior speed and the superior footwork. A fast start to me is key.
Wants to make sure he makes his opponent miss, but every time he does so, he has to make him pay. Once he does that, James Brown will start running, and then he's got him where he wants him. He's going to chase him down and finish the fight.
Back to the ring, and Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the co-main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Presented to you by the world's creamiest stout, Forged Irish Stout. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and gold. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, 154.6 pounds. He is undefeated in the squared circle at 3-0. Fighting out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Here is the undefeated James Get Down Brown. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears purple and yellow. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, 153.8 pounds. His overall bare knuckle fighting record stands at 7 victories opposite 2 defeats with 1 fight even. He is the former bantamweight world title challenger, fighting out of Broward County, Florida, Howard H.D. Davis. And our referee in charge of the action, Sam Burgos.
James Brown told us, I will be a moving target on the outside and I will wear down Howard Davis on the inside. Round number 1. Purple and gold trunks for Howard Davis. Black and yellow trunks for James Brown.
You can already see the footwork of James Brown, very light on his feet.
The fighters staying on the outside to start this co-main event in the lightweight division. 2 of the most talented, accomplished fighters on the entire BKFC roster. Jab to the body from Brown, not there. Davis on the duck under. Nearly landed with the right hook. There's the right hand from Howard Davis. Brown on the flick jab, big swing.
And that's where Davis feels like he has a superior power, just have to land his hard shots.
Davis resetting. Brown forward off the jab from southpaw. See the heavy feints from Howard Davis in the orthodox stance. There's the right hand. 105 remaining, round number 1. Big right hand, and that drops James Brown.
And Sean, that's not uncommon. James Brown has been knocked down in 2 other fights to come back to win. Sometimes he just has to get woken up. Let's see if that did it.
Davis exploding to the inside after the knockdown, and that is knockdown number 2 on the right hand to the body.
But Howard Davis has got to be careful not to push himself out.
Davis now to the mid-range, lowering his stance, exploding in on the right hand, left hand, right hand. Big shots on the inside. Davis trying to finish knockdown number 3. The fight is finished, and the win for Howard Davis in round number 1.
And James Brown is extremely upset with that stoppage. And I understand why. He's been knocked down before and gotten up to win. Not gonna happen this time.
James Brown entered 3-0 in BKFC. And that was an ultra-dominant performance from Howard Davis in victory. 3 knockdowns in round number 1 to the finish.
Well, he felt like the difference in that fight was the power. Howard Davis was right. As soon as he landed those powerful shots, that was all she wrote for James Brown. Couldn't stay on his feet. Got knocked out 3 times in the first round.
Huge disappointment for James Brown. He felt that he could continue in this fight. Referee Sam Burgos disagreed, ended this fight on the 3rd knockdown.
That was the first of the knockdown, just a nice clean uppercut. And that punch just knocked Brown off balance. Those 2 landed clean. But the referee had seen enough, felt like, I think more was just gonna come. Felt like it was time to stop the fight.
Derek Brunson in the corner of his fighter, James Brown. Disappointment there. In the other corner, elation for Howard Davis and his team. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Sam Burgos, steps in, calling a stop to this fight at 1 minute 41 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by TKO, Howard H.D. Davis.
Unbelievable performance. Came in throwing power, had a game plan, implemented it, threw those power shots, got the victory.
Howard Davis told us in our fighter meeting, quick transitions from defense to offense. The defense was there, the offense was spectacular. 3 knockdowns to the finish. The winner, by way of first round TKO, Howard Davis defeats James Brown.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
This is the best show in combat sports.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month. Thursday, March 27th, the world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, is back for another night of adrenaline-fueled chaos. In the main event, one of the greatest bare knuckle fighters to ever step into the squared circle, Luis "Baboon" Palomino, battles a warrior looking to build his legacy by taking the legend out, Howard H.D. Davis. In the co-main event, the undefeated heavyweight Leonardo Perdomo hunts for his next knockout against the always ready Steve HERELIUS. Watch it live only on DAZN. Sign up now at DAZN.com.
Steve HERELIUS versus Juan Torres. The numbers are presented by Fusion CBD Sports Water.
I mean, once again, tail of the tape here, not a big difference. Man, it's amazing how almost identical. Like less than a pound difference right there. Fist size the same, reach the same height, everything very similar. The only thing difference is Steve has a great deal of experience when it comes to professional boxing. World champ, one of the 3 world champs, former world champs we've had fight for the BKFC.
We are now set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Presented to you by Fusion CBD Sports Water. All the benefits you need for fast muscle recovery. Introducing you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears gold and black. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, 243.7 pounds. His bare knuckle record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Huntsville, Texas, here is Juan Torres. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black. He stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall. His official weight, 242.4 pounds. He holds an impressive pro boxing record, 21 victories, 5 defeats with 1 draw, and makes his bare knuckle debut here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former WBA interim cruiserweight world champion, fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Paris, France. Here is Steve Centurion HERELIUS. And our referee in charge of the action, Chris Young.
Steve HERELIUS said, I want to mix clean technical boxing with grit and determination.
Call time. No judge? Okay.
Torres told us, I want to work to the inside. I cannot allow HERELIUS to turn this into a straight boxing match.
That's some great advice right there. I know one thing HERELIUS really wanted to focus on with this 2-minute pace. It's different. People don't realize that. You think, oh, he used to fight 3 minutes, it should be even easier. Not always the case.
Both fighters up to scratch. Sporting touch of hands.
Corner, you ready? Let's knuckle up.
The bell in round number 1. Black trunks for Steve HERELIUS.
Oh!
Dark gold trunks for Juan Torres into the clinch. Exactly where Torres wants to be. Lands the big left hand. You see the bullying pressure.
And HERELIUS has got to be careful right now not to waste too much energy. He's throwing a lot of punches right now.
Break clean, break clean, break clean, break clean, break clean, break clean. Come on, gentlemen. Let's knuckle up.
Great call by Christopher Young. Right back to it. HERELIUS, big swings from the outside, trying to walk down. Immediately inside comes Juan Torres. Torres the driving pressure. We'll see the patience of Christopher Young. No patience there. Quick separation. Good right hand lands from HERELIUS.
HERELIUS has got to pop some more jabs out there to keep his opponent at the end of his punches right there. He's the one getting close.
Torres back into the clinch. You see HERELIUS trying to throw the left hand.
Break clean, gentlemen.
He needs to quit focus on the bare knuckle fighting aspect and focus on the boxing. Utilize that superior boxing.
See the head movement. HERELIUS trying to bait in Torres, sticking out his chin. Underhook now held by HERELIUS, trying to drive Torres back. Referee Christopher Young working. Torres claiming he was punched in the back of the head. 45 seconds remaining, round number 1.
HERELIUS was really talking about how important the jab is, most important punch. He's not really throwing it, he's coming with power punches all the time. He's falling in love with trying to knock his opponent out with one punch.
Knuckle up. Here to see action, baby.
Christopher Young, both fighters, he needs to see action. His action is just on the inside, Chris.
Yeah, which is weird because HERELIUS should not want to be in this position at all. He should try and stay on the outside. I like what he did there, though. He put his hands down, he's waiting to counter. As soon as his opponent comes in, he's throwing punches.
Jump in with the right hand. You see HERELIUS, hands down, chin out, trying to bait in Juan Torres.
Exactly. Feels like his opponent's slower than him, and he can react quicker. Every time he comes in, he thinks he should land a good punch.
That is the end of round number 1.
Listen, I said break. You can't hit him on a break. You can't hit him on a break, okay? All right, don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Steve HERELIUS speaks limited English. The native French speaker, Christopher Young, though, letting him know you cannot hit after the break.
And you can tell every time he does it, he's done it twice now, and he looks very apologetic right now. I think he feels it look like he doesn't quite understand what's going on sometimes. It's a brand new sport. It takes a couple rounds to get into it.
In fairness to Christopher Young, pretty much in all combat sports, the bell means the end of the round. Stop doing what you're doing.
Yeah. And maybe it's just a ploy, maybe it's just, look, I'm French, I don't understand. What are you talking about? I don't get the language. Where am I at, you know? You got this, baby. We talked to HERELIUS, and he talked about establishing the jab is so important. He needs to go back and listen to what he said to us and implement that.
Torres first up to the scratch line. Show his sportsmanship, round number 2. Torres overhand right for the entry. There's the driving pressure from Torres.
And just bullet him in there.
Water wrestling.
So you don't want HERELIUS to get into tying up like this. That's going to wear him out. He's not used to this.
Okay, now stop wrestling. Let's knuckle up.
Just heard stop wrestling, ordered by referee Christopher Young to both fighters. Left hand lands from Torres on the inside. HERELIUS with the right hook.
If I'm Torres, I'm doing exactly this. I'm pushing him around the entire time. Every time I get a chance, I'm pushing.
Warning. You can't punch him back in the head. Listen, you can't punch him back in the head, okay? Let's knuckle up.
In referee speak, that's called a hard warning, meaning next time you commit that infraction, it's a point deduction. Young telling HERELIUS punches to the back of the head.
Break clean, break clean. Let's knuckle up.
To reset, Torres again, single-mindedly coming forward. Underhook held by Juan Torres, throwing with the left hand. 65 seconds remaining, round number 2 of this heavyweight bout.
Knuckle up. Come on, gentlemen.
HERELIUS from the southpaw stance with the right hand, straight 1-2.
I mean, I like the looseness. I like the way he's having the hands down to try and bait his opponent in, but he has to start throwing harder punches. He's got to look to hurt his opponent.
Again, you see Torres coming into the pocket, almost unabated. Aurelius just not throwing.
Well, I mean, Torres seems to be accurate right now. I mean, I don't think he has any fear of the punching power of his opponent.
Break called again by Christopher Young.
Knuckle up.
Almost a smile on the face of Juan Torres.
Well, this fight's going exactly the way he wants it to. He's able to push his opponent around, tie up at will, not stay. And this didn't turn into a boxing match. This has turned into a brawl.
Final seconds, round number 2. To the center of the ring. Both fighters talking, both clowning. Next stop, round number 3.
And the fans are getting restless right here. They don't want to see a bunch of tying up. You can tie up, but you have to be landing punches in there, at least throwing good punches. They're kind of slapping each other and throwing punches that aren't going to hurt. We want to see punches in the clinch that'll finish the fight, and we're not seeing that right now. Now, I know Aurelius talked about him being a different class of fighter. He's got to show that. He's got to turn this into more of a boxing match. Right now, he's falling into Torres' game plan and tying up at will. I hope his corner slaps him a couple times and throws some water on his head or something. I don't know. So you got to do the right thing. Fight your fight. Don't fight your opponent's fight.
Check us out.
The great B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins. Front row ringside.
Line.
And next to him, Steve Cunningham.
You ready? Let's knuckle up.
Steve Cunningham, a great fighter. I had the pleasure to be one of many commentators calling his win versus Frank Mir in April. 2 of my all-time faves with us at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. 2 former world champions, watching another former world champion, Steve Aurelius, in his Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship debut. Big shots from Juan Torres.
Just happy to tie up. I'd like to see him on the inside. Using a little shoulder push off, coming back with some punches, uppercuts.
Right hand from Torres. Torres starting to play, starting to clown.
Break clean, break clean, break clean.
Torres told us, Chris, I don't feel that Aurelius has punching power despite his physique.
Yeah, when you look at him, you feel like he'd be the hardest hitter on the card right now. Doesn't seem to be the case right now.
Break clean, Jimmy, break clean. Knuckle up.
Right hand on the entry for Juan Torres. Torres wanted an inside fight. He's making this an inside fight. 45 seconds remaining, round number 3.
I mean, the fans are going to be restless here soon if they keep tying up. They don't want the referee in there breaking up all the time. That's what has to keep happening because there's not any action.
The threshold for referees on when to separate is an active clinch. Right there, Christopher Young deeming that an inactive clinch. That's the break.
Well, when you're not hitting hard in there, I consider that an inactive clinch too. And I realize you can see he's showing flashes right there of his understanding of fighting, how he can move, slip, dodge, but you don't get points for dodging, you get points for hitting people.
There's Aurelius now clowning on those dodges. Final seconds, round number 3. Aurelius with his back against the ropes. Torres driving pressure forward with his head. We move to round 4. Still to come tonight, 4 world title fights. Culminates with our main event, the BKFC heavyweight world title, the champion Joey Beltran versus Sam Shoemaker.
I mean, and Torres is doing a great job of getting that inside pressure, tying up. He's pushing forward more, and we've talked about that wins a lot of times, but it didn't happen earlier tonight. So I'm not sure what's happening with the scores right here. And here's what we're talking about. There's some of the action. That's why the referee's letting this go. They're inside. They're actually throwing good punches in there. And that one kind of looks like it wobbled Aurelius. Good uppercut attempt right there. That's what we like, active clinch work. We don't want people sitting and holding.
Set to start round number 4.
Total line, gentlemen.
Again, this in all bouts tonight. Scored by 3 Florida Commission-assigned judges on the 10-point must system. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. Muted start for both men to start round number 4 off the scratch line. See the head movement from HERELIUS. HERELIUS trying to turn up the temperature, straighter punches. Torres right back to the inside. Looking to utilize the clinch, the dirty boxing.
Break clean, break clean.
And that's what HERELIUS seems to be doing the whole time. He's putting his hands out, say, look, this guy's doing nothing with this clinch. Break us back up. And Torres has got to make sure he doesn't fall to that trap and start putting his hands down too and trying to clown.
And straight out for HERELIUS. Torres off the right hand, shakes his head no at HERELIUS. They're definitely talking to each other, Chris.
Come on, now y'all fight now.
Now hands on hips, Torres waving HERELIUS forward. Short right hand from Juan Torres.
Good uppercut right there by Torres. Sorry, HERELIUS.
Definitely disquiet in this crowd here at Hard Rock Live in Hollywood, Florida.
Definitely picking up the pace. Steve's doing a much better job this round.
Short left hands in the clinch. There's the break again from Christopher Young. Young doing his best to keep this fight moving. Right hand from HERELIUS.
Like I said, he's throwing flashes right there. Good head movement. He's very elusive. He's got to make sure every time he uses that head movement, he comes back with punches.
HERELIUS was just talking to Young, saying when are you going to break us? And then Torres legally punched him in the face with the right hand. That's really the learning curve, isn't it, Chris? For successful pro boxers in BKFC. The clinch, the infighting, the dirty boxing.
Well, he fell victim to it early. He was embracing it. He was grabbing it. He's not used to it. He's like, oh, I can grab this guy and hit, but he wasn't landing clean.
And you see the clowning from HERELIUS. Hands down, chin out. Final seconds, round number 4. We will move to the 5th and final round.
I felt like that was a much better round for HERELIUS. He landed a lot more punches there. Starting to implement, starting to learn a little bit about this style and make it his own. It always takes people a few rounds. If you haven't done bare knuckle and you've done regular boxing or MMA, there's a transition. Sometimes it's 1 round, sometimes it's 4 rounds, but it always takes a little bit of time to get your feet wet. Not real sure of the scorecards, but this could be another very close fight we have here. And to be honest with you, Juan Torres looked like he was rather fatigued at the end of that round, I think. So he wasn't throwing much. His hands were down. He looked tired.
Set for the 5th and final round of this heavyweight bout. Steve HERELIUS, the former WBA Cruiserweight Interim World Champion, versus Juan Torres.
You know, I've been watching, and they try and like hit, you know, give each other knuckles each in between each round, and I don't think they've landed them once.
Left to the body from the clinch for HERELIUS. Overhook held on the left side by Torres, then lets it go.
Stop. Listen to me. Come on now. Pick up the pace now.
Again, Torres, with his 23 pro MMA bout experience, this is largely how he fights MMA. I've commentated him in MMA, and he fights just like this.
You know, once again, he talked about having the cardio to go hard the whole time. I think he's starting to hit that wall right now. You can tell, look at his hands are down. He's throwing sloppy punches right now. The one thing he's able to do is push his opponent around.
See, HERELIUS wants distance. He wants to throw long, but Torres continually closes the gap, just like that on cue. There's the right hand from Juan Torres.
And that's where he has to step back, do some rock backs, throw some uppercuts.
60 seconds remaining, 5th and final round. Both fighters' faces relatively clean. Very slight swelling under the right eye of Torres. Break again for Christopher Young. Young is definitely working in this bout. Right hand misses the mark from HERELIUS. HERELIUS now waving Torres forward. Torres most definitely obliging. That's exactly what he wants to do, come forward and tie up.
HERELIUS did a couple of times. We just put his head straight out after the tie-up to say, nothing's happening here. Break us, referee, and I think he needs to do more of that.
Right hand getting through from Steve HERELIUS. 15 seconds remaining in this fight.
I mean, he's definitely landed a few more punches right now, but once again, does that forward pressure mean anything?
Naked right hand from Aurelius, doesn't land hard. Torres head into the chest, throwing to the body. That is the end of the fight.
The crowd very unhappy with that performance right there.
Look of real disappointment on the face of the Frenchman, Steve Aurelius. Torres reacting as though he has won this fight. We shall see. Torres did say his main focus in training was conditioning, and he wanted to go hard every minute of every round. He certainly had plan A, Chris, and he largely executed that, which was to come inside and dirty box.
I like them too. Absolutely, and that made this fight very competitive, very close. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure who won the fight. You know, it kind of depends on what the judges were looking for, and you never really know that sometimes. You can tell there wasn't, there's a little bit of a mouse under the left eye of Aurelius, but not a lot of damage done in the face of either fighter. All right, punches thrown right there. Looks like very similar punches thrown. Torres landed 11 more, a lot more body shots. Looks like 11 more. Neither guy very active for a 5-round fight.
To end all suspense, we send it to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 5 rounds, here are the score totals from our judges at ringside. Manuel Marquez Jr. scores the fight 48-47 in favor of HERELIUS. Eliseo Rodriguez scores the fight 48-47 in favor of Torres. And Vicente Rodriguez scores the fight 49-46 to the winner by split decision, Steve Centurion HERELIUS!
The two judges who scored it for Aurelius see it 3 rounds to 2 and 4 rounds to 1. The dissenting judge had it 3 rounds to 2 for Torres. Steve Aurelius becomes the first major organization boxing world champion to claim victory in bare knuckle fighting championship. He is the winner by way of split decision. Steve Aurelius defeats Juan Torres.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
This is the best show in combat sports.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month. Thursday, March 27th, the world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, is back for another night of adrenaline-fueled chaos. In the main event, one of the greatest bare knuckle fighters to ever step into the squared circle, Luis "Baboon" Palomino, battles a warrior looking to build his legacy by taking the legend out, Howard H.D. Davis. In the co-main event, the undefeated heavyweight Leonardo Perdomo hunts for his next knockout against the always-ready Steve Aurelius. Watch it live only on DAZN. Sign up now at DAZN.com.
Feature fight time, and we move to the heavyweight division. Our tale of the tape is presented by Russia for Leonardo Perdomo versus Levi Costa.
And Costa with a 3-inch height advantage, however, a half-an-inch reach disadvantage.
The Cuban, now based here in Florida, Leonardo Perdomo, enters 5-0 in BKFC. All 5 of those victories in bare knuckle fighting championship coming in round number 1. Perdomo in his native Cuba was a member of that nation's famed national boxing team. Perdomo, 189 amateur boxing bouts. Perdomo told us in our fighter meeting, as always, I will be extremely explosive, and as always, I will throw my power punches with 100% power.
So he's using the jab to close that distance, and then he's throwing bombs. He's looking for any openings, doesn't matter. Head, body, left side, right side. Anything he sees that's open, he's throwing with power.
Perdomo said, I believe my opponent, Levi Costa, will try to be evasive. When he evades, I will keep attacking. I'm going to throw a hard left bolo punch. I will continually attack his body. Perdomo was adamant. He said, I never watch the eyes. I never watch the head of my opponent. I only watch their torso.
Well, he knows his opponent's going to try and get into that clinch. He's got to create space when his opponent does so. Throw those hard punches to the body, throw it to the chest, anything to make his opponent regret trying to get close to him.
As Perdomo said, I want to be extremely explosive and aggressive. He also said, I do not want to try to force anything. I believe in my power. I believe the knockout will come. To open our feature fight, we send it to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for our feature fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Presented to you by Russia, the official recovery and performance partner of BKFC. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears camouflage. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, an even 246 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 2 victories opposite 2 defeats. Fighting out of San Diego, California, by way of Teresópolis, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Levi Pitbull Costa. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 261.4 pounds. He is undefeated in the squared circle at 5-0. Here is the fast-rising, undefeated heavyweight sensation, fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Cienfuegos, Cuba, Leonardo El Zamba Perdomo. And our referee in charge of the action, Blake Grice.
Levi Costa told us, I believe that I am Leonardo Perdomo's first fit and athletic opponent of his BKFC career. I will make him struggle with my speed and with my quickness. Round number 1. Black trunks for the Cuban Leonardo Perdomo. Camouflage trunks for the Brazilian Levi Costa. Costa lands the left hand. Big swings from both men. There's the left hook from Perdomo. Perdomo now coming forward. Hard left hand from Costa. Both fighters throwing massive punches. Left hook from Perdomo.
Sean, I've heard people talk about, not sure about Perdomo's chin. He's ate some hard shots here and he's still looking good.
Heavy into the clinch, exactly where Costa wanted to be. Perdomo now the range he wants to be on the smart exit. Left hook counter, hard left hand from Costa. Both fighters continuing the land big. Down goes Levi Costa.
I think that was a body shot. Costa's back in there. That's it.
That's it. 9 and 10. Leonardo Perdomo just keeps on rolling.
And that was a body shot that did the damage. We haven't seen that kind of body work from Perdomo yet. It's all been headshots. And I feel like he got hit with a decent shot. A lot of people are saying, I'm not sure if he can even take a punch. He can definitely take a punch.
Levi Costa most definitely had his moments. He landed big shots. And to the credit of Leonardo Perdomo, he took those big shots and landed even bigger shots to the first round finish.
I mean, this dude is going to be a problem for anybody. I don't know who's going to, nobody can get past a round. We don't know if he can go for 5 rounds, but we don't need to know. All he has to do is get 1 round, that's it.
Here's our calling, Cyrus Fees.
And I'm standing by here with another star in tennis, one of the best man to run the rock, Mark Ingram, in the house. And it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Mark Ingram. You came out to the baddest show on planet Earth. You've been here a number of times. What keeps bringing you back, bro?
Man, it's just exciting, man. Just the respect for these fighters, man. They go in there and they skilled, they powerful, man, and it's the most entertaining fighting in fighting, man. So I come back every time it's in town for sure.
Real quick, Some of the guys you played with, who do you think would fit the best inside of a BKFC ring?
Oh, me. Nah.
And we can make that happen. Don't say it. We can make it happen.
No, they got it, man. I respect it too much, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Mark Ingram in the house tonight. Let's go back to Chris Lytle and Sean Wheelock.
Leonardo Perdomo now 6-0 in BKFC with 6 first-round finishes. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight comes to an end with our referee in charge, Blake Grice, reaching the count of 10 at 47 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by KO and still undefeated, Leonardo El Zamba Perdomo.
And Sean, it's hard to believe that you could say any questions were answered after 47 seconds, but they were. He took some hard shots, didn't phase him at all. He landed a good body shot. This guy is a problem. You know he's knocking on the door for that title.
Irony of ironies, Levi Costa wanted to take this fight to the clinch. He got it to the clinch, and that is where Perdomo ended this fight. Massive power on the outside, the mid-range, the pocket, and the clinch with the body shot to the knockout for Leonardo Perdomo. The winner by way of first-round KO, Leonardo Perdomo defeats Levi Costa.
HD Davis, who has taken it to a whole new level and has to take out a GOAT to get to a title shot. Well, we are wrapping up some AMI fights right here at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, the Hard Rock Live. We are just getting started, but this place is going to be packed to the brim, sold out once again. And it is a Thursday night fight. What an incredible night it's going to be. And if you've ever been to one of our awesome shows here at the Hard Rock Live, you know not only are you going to get big moments, but you're going to get big stars as well. It's just what they do here in South Florida. Folks, it is going to be a special night of fights live here on DAZN, pulling out all the stops, that main event, that co-main, and then everything in between. Literally any fight can steal the show here in the BKFC. We had a 4-second knockout, a 5-second knockout just last week in Philadelphia. Who knows, maybe we break the record with a 1-second knockout tonight here in Hollywood. Talking about blockbuster, let's talk about what's to come here for the BKFC, because we're going across the pond, not once but twice. We're gonna go to Manchester, UK in just 2 days, but then we're going to Dubai. That's right, 2 nights in a row, April 4th, April 5th, 4 world championships will be contested. Austin Trout and Carlos Trinidad Snake for that welterweight title. Britton Hart, Ty Emery for the strawweight title. Second night, Kai Stewart and Tommy Stratum for the featherweight championship. And then Hannah Rankin and Jessica Borger for the inaugural women's featherweight title. Those two don't like each other. And folks, that's going to be on the BKFC app. If you want to get the BKFC app, I recommend you do it now, because then you get the UK and you get Dubai for, get this, $7.99. I mean, it's no joke. It's the real deal. It's the best deal in all of combat sports between DAZN and the BKFC app. It's all the bare knuckle action you could possibly ask for. Plus, if you get the app, you get all the archives as well, so you can just watch BKFC from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep. It's an option. Folks, it's going to be a special night tonight. To get us started, let's go down to our commentary team. Sean Wheelock, Chris Lytle. Gentlemen, this main event has the whole region buzzing.
Thank you very much, Cyrus. Chris, our main event set for 155 pounds. These are truly two of the best fighters in all of BKFC. Luis Palomino versus Howard Davis.
An intriguing fight, Sean. What we have, Palomino has been one of our best fighters. Pound for pound, didn't mean the #1 fighter for a long time. However, now we have a new guy, Howard Davis, the up-and-coming fighter. Is this the time when Howard Davis overtakes the young lion, overtakes the old lion? Is Palomino going to be able to put off another young up-and-comer? Is he going to be able to prove he's still relevant, he's ready for one more title run? Or is this a time when he looks like an older fighter and Howard Davis comes in and dominates like he's been so good at 155? We're going to find out tonight.
Chris, you have tonight's fight odds. They are presented by Kurgo, the official betting partner of BKFC.
I mean, Sean, very difficult to bet tonight with a lot of these odds, so I'm going to go with an underdog. I very rarely do that, but I mean, Justin Streets at plus 259. I think that's a solid bet. If you're looking to make some money, if you're looking to take a risk, go with the underdog.
Blackout Coffee presents the unified rules of bare knuckle fighting, administered this evening by the Florida Commission. Punching in the active clinch is allowed. All kicks, knees, and elbows are illegal, as are all takedowns and submissions. We open BKFC 70 with a bout in the flyweight division. John Carlos Rivera versus Albert Inclan. Our tale of the tape is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
And Sean, Inclan with a 2-inch height advantage, but it's that 4-inch reach advantage that I want him to utilize. He needs to stay long. He knows Rivera wants to get inside, land those powerful combinations. Inclan cannot let that happen by using that length.
this, we await the entrance of Albert Inclan, the fighter from Phoenix, Arizona. You're with us live for our free view worldwide online, including the BKFC app and YouTube. BKFC 70 at the top of the hour. Our main card begins live at Hard Rock Live in Hollywood, Florida. Scan the QR code now on your screen. The only way to watch our main card, BKFC 70 from South Florida, is worldwide on DAZN. Albert Inclan now set for fight number 5 in BKFC. In our fighter meeting, Inclan told us that he is really focused in training for this flyweight bout versus Giancarlo Rivera on being more explosive, but also being more controlled with his punches. Inclan said, I want to work off of the jab, establish myself in the mid-range, and then throw big hooks from the mid-range.
Use a lot of head movement, focus on his defense. He understands you cannot get hit very much in the sport. You have to be good offensively, like you talked about. He wants to throw to whatever's open, not try and force anything.
Inclan is naturally right-handed. He told us, I will keep switching stances. I think that will really disrupt Giancarlo Rivera. Of his opponent, Giancarlo Rivera, Inclan said, I think he's going to throw power punches off of forward pressure. I have to be reactive. Inclan said, while I expect a fast start from Rivera, if we go to the third round, I think Rivera will fade badly.
A lot of bad blood between these two guys. His opponent thinks that he's going to try and get into this clinch, utilize it there. Inclan thinks he's not going to be able to do that, and when he does, he's going to make him pay every time.
Fighting here in his home state, Florida, the fighter from Fort Myers, Giancarlo Rivera, now set for his BKFC debut. Rivera has had 5 AMI bare knuckle bouts. Those are in small 6-ounce gloves, but with bare knuckle fighting rules. So this not only Giancarlo Rivera's bare knuckle fighting championship debut, it is his pro combat sports debut. Rivera told us in our fighter meeting he is really focused on footwork. He said, I want to utilize excellent footwork to get to the inside. I will also close distance quickly by exploding off of my back foot.
Well, what he really wants to do, he wants to be patient in that first round. He thinks his opponent's going to be very emotional and very reckless. After that, then he's going to step it up. He feels like he has way too much power for his opponent. He's going to land that straight left and do a lot of damage.
Also of his opponent in this flyweight fight, Albert Inclan, Giancarlo Rivera said, I definitely respect Inclan's toughness. I think when he comes forward, he'll try to establish counters. I have to avoid his power punches while landing my own power punches.
And by doing that, he needs to stay in his face. That's what he does to avoid those hard shots. If he's right in his opponent's face, if he stays low, if he's fast, if he avoids those big punches, get in his opponent's face, he's going to win the fight.
BKFC 70. To get our evening started, we send it to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and welcome one and all to Hard Rock Live here at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. And welcome to BKFC 70. BKFC for review begins tonight with 5 2-minute rounds in the flyweight division. Presented to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Get bucked up. Introducing to you first. Fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears black trimmed in blue and orange. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, 126.2 pounds. Tonight he steps into the ring ready for bare knuckle fight number 5. Fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, here is Albert Trill Flight Inclan. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears purple and green. He stands 5 feet 4 inches tall. His official weight, an even 126 pounds. Tonight he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Fort Myers, Florida, by way of Pahokee, Florida. Here is Giancarlos Baby Hulk Rivera. And our referee in charge of the action, Sam Burgos.
Giancarlos Rivera told us on the inside, I think Albert Inclan will be open to the body. I will go hard to Inclan's body. The bell, round number 1. Blue trunks for Giancarlos Rivera, black trunks for Albert Inclan.
Shoaff, from the weigh-ins, I thought this would be a faster pace start, very measured.
Long jab from southpaw for Inclan. Again, he is naturally right-handed, so in southpaw, the power hand is the lead hand for Inclan, but he told us he'll switch stances. The fighters that you see in southpaw. Swing and a miss on the counter. The duck under from Rivera to the inside, to the body goes Inclan.
These guys are throwing with bad intentions. They don't like each other, you can tell immediately.
Heavy in the clinch. There's the separation from Sam Burgos. Good refereeing from Burgos. Did it with his voice, not physically. From the restart. See the head movement of Rivera coming forward on the duck under, overhand left, out to the body goes Inclan. Driving pressure, there's the push off from Rivera. Soft warning by Sam Burgos to Albert Inclan, saying do not pull down on the head of Rivera with both hands. 50 seconds remaining, round number 1. We're at 125 pounds. Right hook to the body from Rivera, that was clever. And not getting through. High tight striking guard from Inclan. Inclan now opening his guard as he is an orthodox. The fighters in the center circle. Left hook not there for Albert Inclan. On the turn through. Can you see the head movement from Giancarlos Rivera? Big left hand on the entry from Rivera, now into the clinch.
And that was the best combination. He landed a couple hard shots. Not sure why Inclan's letting him get off first. He needs to make sure he's leading this dance. He's got the reach, he's got the range. He needs to start throwing some more shots.
You just heard the 10-second clack late here in round number 1. Low stance for Inclan. There's the left hand, left hand from Albert Inclan.
And he did a good job. He threw first. Notice in this fight, whoever's throwing first has been landing.
Next up, round number 2.
That was a very good first round, I think, for both guys. That intensity from the weigh-ins, there was a lot of bad blood. I think we're going to really settle down in the second round. We're going to see who's the better fighter. I still believe both fighters did their best work when they were the one leading the dance. They need to try and work on throwing first, but doing so in a smart way, working your way in with good head movement, trying to be defensive, but try and throw first. And here's that lead right hook, followed by a left hand. Very good job for Rivera.
Seconds out called, set for round number 2 in the flyweight division. BKFC debut, Pro Combat Sports debut for Giancarlos Rivera. BKFC bout number 5 for Albert Inclan. Inclan switching stances, up to scratch. Bit of diversionary tactics from Inclan as we start the second round. Step through on the right hand, not there. Entry on the right hook, right on the exit backwards is Giancarlos Rivera. Inclan coming forward, left hand blocked. There's the feint.
Carlos throwing these wide hooks, these hard, powerful punches. Only problem with that, when you miss, you open yourself up.
Inclan cut outside of his right brow from the underhook. Inclan on the turn. To the patience of referee Sam Burgos. No punches, inactive clinch. There's the separation on cue from Burgos. Burgos telling both fighters work out of that clinch. To the left hand on the inside again. There's the right hand. Big left hand lands from Rivera.
Rivera landing some really powerful shots in this round. Looks like he's got Inclan a little bit discombobulated, a little bit upset.
Right hand from Giancarlos Rivera. Rivera, you see, pointing to the center circle, telling Inclan, let's stand here and trade.
Very dangerous.
On the counter right hand after the duck under.
But no means is Inclan out of this fight. He can still punch and he can hit hard.
Left hook not there from Inclan. Rivera tried to load up his own leaping left hook. The level change into the clinch. Left hand on the exit. Clever is smart and effective from Rivera. 20 seconds remaining, round number 2. Well, coming forward on the right hand. Right hand again, left, right to the body. Big left hand now from Albert Inclan. Heavy on the turn from the underhook from Giancarlos Rivera. We are through 2 rounds.
Very good end of the round for Inclan, but it was the first part of that round that Rivera was just dominant in. A lot of times, Sean, though, the referees, or not the referees, the judges, they remember the last few seconds of the round.
You gotta stay focused. You're not focused.
And here, both guys landing. You can see who got the worst of it. Inclan takes a step back. On the break, totally legal, great punch by Rivera. The overhand left, landed flush, you could hear it. So again, when Rivera is getting off first, he's throwing punches, he's doing a fantastic job. He just has to tighten it up a little bit, making sure he's not opening himself up for these counters. You can tell he's very excited to be in the fight. He doesn't like his opponent. He really wants to get that knockout.
As he did to start round number 2, Inclan, diversionary tactics, coming up to scratch to start round number 3, southpaw, and then up to scratch before the bell to start the 3rd round. Back to his natural orthodox stance. Now the underhook. Big right hand. Hard hook on the inside to the body, left to the head from Giancarlos Rivera.
And it looked like Inclan was going to go down a couple times in that exchange.
Inclan now effective to the body. Back and forth we go.
Inclan, he has a perfect opportunity as his opponent double over and just step out to the side, land the body.
Inclan driving pressure, Rivera with his back against the ropes. Inclan to the body, Rivera with the defensive half tie plug. There's the separation from Burgos. Deep swelling now under Inclan's left eye. He is cut outside of his right brow. And the duck under left hand, duck under again from Rivera. Inclan continuing to swing big.
It would be those body shots. If he can land hard at the body when they're getting, he keeps clinching. If he can step to the side and throw that right at the body, he can do a lot of damage.
55 seconds remaining, round number 3. Both fighters continuing to have their moments. Side headlock position from Giancarlos Rivera. Left hook, that was clipping. Inclan walking through that. Swelling under both eyes on the face of Inclan. Right hook not there. Rear left hook not there for Inclan, but it took Rivera off his striking line. Rivera right hook. Inclan to the body. Duck under again. Rivera's timed his duck unders exceedingly well to this point in the fight.
And that's been very good tool from ducking under those punches. That's why Inclan can turn those into uppercuts or go to the body. You can't keep headhunting.
To the body on cue from Albert Inclan. Now to the head, big left hook. That landed flush on the chin, right hand from Giancarlos Rivera.
And that one knocked Inclan back a couple steps.
Inclan back to the inside, to the pocket, to the body goes Albert Inclan. We are through 3 rounds.
Inclan doing great work to the body, but Rivera knocking his opponent back several times with those headshots, those powerful hooks. Very interesting fight. You can see both guys with a different strategy, working the body for Inclan. If those can slow his opponent down, he's going to do well, but man, he's getting late in this fight. There was that right hand I talked about that knocked Inclan back 3 steps. However, he did just shake it off and came right back forward, tough as nails. Inclan's best chances, in my opinion, are once he pushes his opponent back, Rivera is just ducking and covering his head. He needs to step out to the side and land a devastating body shot. He continues to try and throw that head, and his opponent Rivera is able to use head movement and duck and get out of the way, avoid those shots. Your body can't move the way your head can.
Right, mouthpiece. All right.
Set for round number 4. Round number 4 started by referee Sam Burgos. On in southpaw, back to orthodox. The fighter meeting Inclan told us he would continue to switch from his natural right-handed orthodox stance. That is ruled a slip immediately by Sam Burgos. We have continually, Chris, seen Inclan switch stances.
His eyes really starting to swell up underneath on that right side. See if that gives him any kind of a sense of urgency. He has to close this fight quickly.
There is that effective duck under again from Rivera. Now a side headlock from Inclan, right hand, left hand, big hooks from Rivera. We pull back from Inclan. Right hand lands flush, 80 seconds remaining, round 4.
And just these powerful hooks, powerful shots. Rivera's landing.
There's the right hand getting through from Inclan. Rivera resetting. Inclan now coming forward. He's swelling from his left eye and his right eye.
No, stop.
Separation. Swing and a miss with the lead right hook for Rivera. Rivera from southpaw on the back pedal. Feinting with the right jab. Duck under again.
Just over the top too many times with Inclan. He's throwing his opponent's duck in the head. You gotta go either body shots or uppercuts. You can't keep throwing over a guy's head.
It's high and tight for John Carlos Rivera to the inside. Half-tie plum now from Inclan. Half-tie plum from Rivera. On the underhook. Inclan to the body from the underhook of John Carlos Rivera.
All right, stop.
The separation from Burgos. 15 seconds remaining, round 4. Both fighters continue to have their sequences, continue to have their moments. On the right hand, there is the entry. The turn rear right uppercut lands from Rivera. Right hook. We move to the 5th and final round.
Let's fucking go.
You have to think Inclan has got to do something different in this round.
You understand?
Like he's down on the scorecards.
Last round,
punch too many times with those wild hooks, those overhangs.
Don't blow. How bad you want this?
You can just see when you look at the face of both fighters who've taken the work, at least to the face. I mean, he's done some great work to the body, has Inclan, but
Bite down on it.
it doesn't seem to really affect Rivera to this
But you
point.
falling with him. You understand? Stay disciplined.
For this shit. Papá, tú estás limpiecito, estás sangrando, bro. You built for this shit, my nigga. Now finish it strong. Don't get sloppy on nobody here, okay?
Keep those hands up.
Deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. Then you know touch your mouth, slow. Deep.
You're ahead.
Deep. Vamos. You got your mouthpiece? Mouthpiece.
Red, mouthpiece. Blue, mouthpiece. Gentlemen, last round, all right?
Significant swelling in and around Albert Inclan's right eye.
Knuckle up.
Sam Burgos starts the 5th and final round. It's been a very fun fight, a very competitive fight to this point. John Carlos Rivera versus Albert Inclan.
That would be really nice if Inclan would start throwing some feints, get his opponent reacting, get in some powerful shots.
Let's go.
Right hook.
Ooh, that looked like it landed a little low. The referee didn't seem to stop it.
There's the big left hand.
All right,
Carlos Rivera, you could see the visible grimace on his face. Perhaps saying that he took that right hand low. Nothing from Sam Burgos. We continue to fight on. There's the hook jab on the lead from southpaw from Inclan. Forward now is Rivera. Lockdown pressure, heavy front shoulder Rivera. Lead left hook off the mark from Inclan. Stiff jab from Rivera. Now Inclan on the back pedal, right hand. Heavy entry from John Carlos Rivera. 60 seconds remaining in this fight. Turn from the side headlock.
Rivera just trying to bully his opponent at this point, throw him around, tire him out.
Duck under again. There's the right hand on the step in from Rivera. To the body goes Rivera. Right hand to the body from Inclan.
And it's really been the head movement from Rivera that's been saving him the entire fight. He ducks underneath. These wild shots from Inclan are just missing.
Rivera coming forward. 25 seconds remaining in this fight. Duck under again on the lead left hook. Heavy to the inside. Heavy on the neck goes Rivera of Inclan. On the right hand, there's the turn from Albert Inclan right back. Deep on the level change from Rivera. Heavy grappling sequence. Fight off from Sam Burgos. Final seconds. Both fighters looking for one more significant punch. Step in left hand, left to the body. That is the end of this flyweight fight.
And it doesn't look like there's going to be much resolving their differences in this fight show. Sometimes after the fighters they hug. I don't see that happening, and these guys still don't like each other.
There might be a hug coming up between Rivera and Inclan, but it has not happened, at least not yet.
Really impressed with Rivera's ability to, in his first fight, not get hit. Great head movement, great ability to avoid hard shots. Came back with his own, controlled the range very well.
There are a number of states now across the U.S., including here in Florida, my home state of Kansas, that are allowing what is being called bare knuckle amateur fighting. So it's in MMA gloves, training MMA gloves, 6 and 7 ounces, depending on the state commissions, but fighting under bare knuckle rules. That's what Giancarlo Rivera has come out of. His only AMI combat sports experience coming in, 5 of those AMI BK bouts. That, I think, is going to be something you will really see across combative sports in the U.S. and Canada, Chris, over the next 5 years.
It's such a good idea, Sean. We're taking this when you have these new fighters who haven't done any pro fights. A lot of people do not want to let them go straight into a bare knuckle fight. They've never had a pro fight before, so we get them a little bit of experience with these rules. And if you had a few fights, like this 5 fights, and let them turn pro. I think we did just see Rivera come up and console his opponent, Inclan, so maybe the bad blood will be over. We'll see.
Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 5 rounds, here are the score totals from our judges at ringside. 50-45, 49-46, and 50-45 to the winner by unanimous decision, Giancarlo Baby Hawk Rivera.
Very good debut for Rivera. Showed great head movement, great work ethic, just great shape. Just did a very good job in his first fight, and I look forward to seeing him fight again, Sean.
From the bare knuckle Amis to his full BKFC debut, 5-0, 4-1, 5-0 in favor of Rivera over Albert Inclan from the 3 Florida Commission judges. Inclan had his moments, but dictating the pace, the tempo, the range throughout, Giancarlo Rivera. In our opening bout of the evening, the winner by way of unanimous decision, Giancarlo Rivera defeats Albert Inclan.
Saturday, March 29th, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is back as we bring the world's most exciting combat sport live to Manchester. In the main event, the undefeated Jono Chip Chase knuckles up with combat sports veteran Gary Fox for the vacant UK Featherweight Championship. Also, the always ready to fight, Jakub Kozicki. Watch all the savage action unfold live on the BKFC app. Download it now at bkfc.com. That's bkfc.com. All the way live from Satellite 5, pure chaos today. It's another crazy jam-packed show. You never know what you're going to get here.
Going viral across the internet, I wanted to try it at least once.
So when they slap that, it makes it extra red kind of thing?
With all the different things we got going on, we're going all over the world.
And I'll beat the out of him. He'll be 500. Fade the flag. We're here to break news, and I'll break necks if I have to.
To the heavyweight division we go. The numbers presented by RUSSO for Chino Blume versus Bear Hill.
The big fella, Sean. Both guys 6'2". Blume does have a 3-inch reach advantage. That's not that big for this weight class, but he needs to try and stay outside. We know Hill wants to get inside and use that big size to try and push his opponent around.
This is the BKFC debut for Bear Hill. He has had 3 pro MMA bouts. Hill told us at our fighter meeting, I want to be extremely aggressive in this, my BKFC debut. He said, I feel that I have good movement for a heavyweight. I'm going to be extremely active with my jabs, my left hooks, and my overhands.
Make sure he's slipping a lot of punches in his opponent throws, then fire back immediately. He wants to make sure every time his opponent throws, he makes him miss and makes him pay.
Of his opponent in this heavyweight bout, Chino Blume, Bear Hill said, I definitely respect his punching power. I have to be aware of Chino Blume's big hooks. I have to slip his punches. I don't want to block. I don't want to parry. I want to slip. I want to pull. I want to be elusive.
When he wants to use forward pressure, push his opponent back with volume. Throw lots, get in the clinch, and when he gets in the clinch, he really wants to throw that left hand delivered.
This is fight number 2 in BKFC for Chino Blume. He has also had 5 amateur boxing bouts. Blume told us his primary focus in training for this heavyweight bout versus Bear Hill was improving his cardio. Blume said, with what I believe now is very improved cardio, I want to be elusive from the outside, keep moving on angles. Blume was emphatic in our fighter meeting, I can never be stationary.
Well, he also wants to make sure with that increased cardio, he shows more volume, throw more punches, be more active. Felt like he was winning the last fight, he just got tired and didn't throw enough. He has to make sure when he's throwing those punches, though, he's not smothering himself, he's not getting too close.
As Bear Hill said in his fighter meeting, I really respect the punching power of Chino Blume. Chino Blume in his independent and separate fighter meeting said, I really respect the punching power of Bear Hill. He said, I believe that Hill will come forward with big punches. He'll try to initiate the clinch. Blume said, I'm going to throw 3 punches for every 1 power punch thrown by Hill. Back we go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Presented to you by Russia, the official recovery and performance partner of BKFC. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears red, white, and black. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, an even 266 pounds. He holds an MMA record of 2 victories opposite a single defeat, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Ardmore, Arkansas, here is Bear, the Last Barbarian Hill. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, 263.2 pounds. Tonight he toes the line for the 2nd time. Fighting out of Broward County, Florida, here is Chino Blume. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Bear Hill told us, I have to find the balance between utilizing constant pressure, but not taking big power punches from Chino Blume. Sporting touch of hands, both heavyweights up to scratch. Round number 1. Black trunks for Chino Blume, black and red trunks with white trim for Bear Hill.
He's waving his opponent on, he's got to be careful asking to trade in this sport.
Coming forward, trying to be elusive from the outside, Bear Hill. Chino Blume on his back foot, heavy on the feint from Blume. Hill heavy on the left hand to the inside. There's the over-under, and there's the separation from Andrew Glenn.
I thought Hill would try and utilize that clinch a little bit more. Move his opponent around, he just grabbed and tied up.
Big left hands again, hard swings on the entry. There's the turn. Over-under, snatched by Blume, and that's the separation again from Glenn. 1:15 remaining, round number 1. Good jab from Chino Blume. Hands. Heavy left hand again on the entry. Big swings coming forward is Bear Hill. Hill on the right hand, left hand from the half-time clock. Throw him out to the body. Blume cut outside of his left eye. Bear Hill continuing to throw big on the entry here in round number 1. Bloom resetting off his back foot, trying to establish range from the jab right hand.
Watch the hands in the throat. Watch the hands in the throat.
Andrew Glenn, that was the reason for the pause. Telling Bear Hill, watch the grasping of the throat of Chino Bloom. Overhand right just off the mark. 30 seconds remaining, round number 1. It was the overhook from Bloom. Defensively, he gets the separation. This is a high-pace set here in round number 1 for Bear Hill.
Bear Hill really doing his best to push his opponent back like he said he was going to try and do.
Overhand right just off the mark. Bloom trying to find that punch. Rangefinder jab now on the back pedal from Chino Bloom. Entry again. There's the duck under. Chest to chest goes Bear Hill.
All the way back, all the way back.
Big exhale from Bloom. That ends round number 1.
Looks like both guys have fairly significant cuts. Hard to tell at this point.
You see that cut on the forehead of Bear Hill.
The only reason I say significant is if it's bleeding
breathing back.
badly
Control that
in
breathing.
that spot, it
He's on
could
the
get me
stool, You're
out.
not. Remember that. Where's your body shots? Where's your 1-1-2? Let's go on it. You need the water?
All you have to do is jab check two, bro. You're gonna back up anytime. Jab check two, all right? Jab check two, okay? Breathe out the nose. And you don't need to breathe out your nose. Take a breath. Wow, you got a whole minute. It's a 2-minute round. Hold on. He's got a big ass cut on his chest too from that one drop two you landed. Do the drop two every time, all right? Start with the drop two, all right? And when he presses
And I like both corners there, I heard saying 1-1-2. So they both want the guys throwing jabs and then the powerful right hand.
Knuckle up. The call from referee Andrew Glenn, round number 2. Hill setting a fast heavyweight pace in round number 1, trying to maintain that pace start of round number 2, but there's the good counter right hand from Bloom.
And that made Hill step back a second. He's rethinking everything at this point. You hit with those bare knuckles, it's different.
Bloom again, sitting on that overhand right, trying to find that punch. There's the left hand. Heavy on the entry, chest to chest goes Bear Hill.
Knuckle up!
Hill overhand right, threw it naked. Good pull, good elusiveness from Bloom. Long jab.
That jab knocked Hill back. He didn't like that. He tasted something he didn't like. And I think I just saw a tooth go flying out, Sean.
Bloom coming forward now, taking the knees, Chino Bloom.
He kind of hit him there. I'm not sure how
Time called by referee
Wow.
Andrew Glenn, not ruled as a knockdown. Time is called by Andrew Glenn.
And that was huge. He did get the knockdown, but as soon as Bloom hit the ground, he got hit with another shot. Fantastic right hand, did the job, hurt his opponent. He goes, takes a step. It wasn't a significant punch, but it was a punch.
So I believe that Andrew Glenn will indeed rule the knockdown because Bloom took the knee, but then the illegal punch to the grounded Bloom by Bear Hill forces this timeout. Now 5 minutes on the timeout clock.
And is this what they can call this, either a 1-point deduction or 2 if it did significant damage, Sean?
It could also be a hard warning from Andrew Glenn, but he can deduct up to 2 points. If Andrew Glenn deems this a foul with injury, he can elect to deduct 2 points from Bear Hill.
And you could tell Hill, it wasn't bad intent. He wasn't trying to hurt his opponent. He's used to probably fighting MMA. His guy went down. Oh, look at it. He's pointing at the tooth.
So 5 minutes on this timeout injury clock. Again, Andrew Glenn can do nothing. He can give a hard warning. He can deduct 1 point to Bear Hill, 2 points to Bear Hill. But he has to rule the knockdown because Bloom did take the knee. The illegal punch to the grounded fighter does not negate the knockdown under the unified rules of bare knuckle fighting.
They're back at it, Sean. Let's see how this ends up. I'm pretty sure, I'm thinking a point deduction might mean nothing in this fight.
Andrew Glenn did not take a point. We will get clarification between rounds, but that is a knockdown. So right now, Bear Hill sitting on the good end of a 10-8 scorecard. 40 seconds remaining, round number 2. On the left hand.
Right, gentlemen, step back, step back.
Separation, both fighters separating without the call from Andrew Glenn to do so. 30 seconds remaining in the second round. Feint step from Bear Hill. Overhand right from Blume. He continues to try to find that punch. Left hook, double left hand from Blume.
It's a good jab from Blume. It's pushing his opponent back and doing a lot of damage in my opinion.
10-second clap. Heavy into the clinch again. We move to round 3.
And Blume definitely taking a lot of damage.
You can sit if you want.
The corner of Hill telling me he did knock his opponents a couple of his teeth out.
You need to keep your chin down and start sticking on that jab more. I want to see more body shots. I want to see more 1-1-2s. Okay? You've got this. You just need to press more. You need to use that jab.
I counted that. He didn't knock me down. He took a knee.
You need water.
I'm touching while he's down. I give him a hard warning, but he knocked me out. Hey, what? He took his own knee.
Top of the hour, BKFC 70. Our main card begins live on DAZN. OnlyFans gives you our exclusive look back of the house here at Hard Rock Live in Hollywood, Florida. Our co-main event. In the heavyweight division, undefeated Leonardo Perdomo from Cuba versus the former boxing cruiserweight world champion from France, Steve HERELIUS. That is our co-main event of the evening. BKFC 70, you will see it live on DAZN. You're with us for our free view, our prelims. This is bout number 2, 11 total on this stacked card. Now the medical timeout called by referee Andrew Glenn and the assessment of Chino Blume.
It does count, 10-8, yes, yes. You guys look at it, he's got his couple teeth knocked out.
Ringside physicians from the Florida Athletic Commission, headed by Tim Shipman, one of the best across all of combative sports. See the assessment of Chino Blume.
Like he wants to keep going.
This is medical clearance. We will now have the start of round 3. Between rounds 2 and 3, off camera, off microphone, Andrew Glenn confirming it was definitely a knockdown. He said Hill barely then landed the illegal punch. Not even a hard warning, just a soft warning to Hill. And the knockdown counted, so that's presumably a 10-8 across the board, round number 2 for Bear Hill.
You can see Blume already feel like he has to prove something at this point. He feels he has a sense of urgency. He's throwing those jabs with worse intent, and he wants to land that big right hand.
You saw the double jab from Chino Blume. Now coming forward, long off the jab, Bear Hill.
Bear Hill's got to push his opponent backwards. He cannot continue to let him come forward with that double jab right hand.
Hill framing for the separation to get space, then to come forward. Double feinting on the lead left hook from Chet Blume. Blume now to the inside, overhand right, just off the mark from Bear Hill. Hill naked on the overhand right, left to the body. Left hand to the head and a double left hand from Chino Blume. That was clever. Hill doing his best work with staying long and then exploding to the inside. That is exactly what Hill is trying to do now. 50 seconds remaining, round 3. There's the explosion, but the left hand lands from Blume.
Hill's hurt badly. He's wobbled. He better tie up. He better hold on.
It was the hard left hand of Blume on the entry of Hill.
And Hill better get on his bike. He's got 30 seconds left in this round.
Hill right hand, left hand. Andrew Glenn telling both fighters, make a fist, do not extend fingers towards the eyes of your opponent. Long jab from Blume off the mark. Jab then the hook. Go to the inside, Blume on the underhook.
And Hill, he better be careful. He's still in danger.
Long jab, right hand into the clinch, right to the body, right back from Hill. Next up, round 4.
Blume did a much better job in that round, pushing forward, landing hard shots. Hill has got to do a better job of staying away from those shots. Get on your bike if you need to. You already have a knockdown in the fight, and you probably won the first round. That punch did severely
I need
hurt
you to
Hill.
close your stance.
It didn't look like it at first, but there's
bring
a
that
delayed
chin down,
reaction.
bring those hands up when you're tired, okay?
Dr. Don Muzzi is the Chief Medical Officer of BKFC, working tonight in conjunction with the physicians from the Florida Athletic Commission. We are going to have another medical timeout, so Andrew Glenn is going to call both fighters up to scratch. Hill is going to be sent to a neutral part of the BKFC ring. Now the medical assessment for Chino Blume, just as we saw previous to the start of round 3. This fight is over! Disappointment for Chino Blume and victory for Bear Hill in his BKFC debut.
And you have to feel bad for Blume. He was looking fantastic in that last round, landed a good shot. He hurt his opponent. He weathered the storm from the second round. I really got the feeling the tide was starting to turn for him.
I picked up 2 teams.
That's real class and victory for Bear Hill. No overt celebration because of the physician stoppage before the start of round number 4. And then sportingly, as you see, consoling Chino Blume. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the advice of our ringside physician, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 3. For your winner by TKO, Bear, the Last Barbarian, Hill.
Good debut for Hill. Showed some good things in the first 3 rounds, and you think he will really understand the sport better and be much better his next fight.
Chino Blume definitely has power. He landed power punches, but Bear Hill controlled the movement, the range, the knockdown of Blume in round number 2, and then the stoppage between rounds 3 and 4. The winner by way of 3rd round TKO due to physician stoppage, Bear Hill defeats Chino Blume. Saturday, April 26th, it is our BKFC debut in Italy, main evented by the rematch, Chris Camozzi versus Lorenzo Hunt. Chris Camozzi.
He's a high fight IQ, accurate punching, just owning the ring right now. This guy can do it all. 9 knockouts. He just scored a bare knuckle fighting. If this guy hits you, he's gonna hurt you. I am the best bare knuckle fighter in the world.
The fighter from Gainsborough, England, Rico Franco.
Straight punches, clean shots. Every time he lands, it's with bad intention. That accuracy, that precision, he's doing damage. Cannot wait to see this fight.
Has all of the ingredients to be something truly special. The biggest title fight in the whole history of the organization.
In the bantamweight division, AJ Rodriguez versus Corey Roberts. Our tale of the tape is presented by Blackout Coffee.
Rodriguez with a 5-inch height advantage, a 4-inch reach advantage. That is a lot for this weight class. He wants to stay long, stay outside, and land hard shots against Roberts.
Corey Roberts now set for fight number 3 in BKFC. He's also had 13 pro MMA bouts, 4 in professional boxing. Roberts told us in our fighter meeting he is really focused on showcasing his head movement and his footwork in this bout. Roberts also said active feints, and I'm going to continually move on angles.
Well, he really wants to end this fight early, Sean. He wants to come with hard punches right from the beginning. Knows his opponent's going to try and get into the clinch, but he's ready for that. He said he wants to initiate the interchanges, the fights every time, every combination, every punch, and every time his opponent throws back, he wants to counter.
Roberts also said, I do not mind getting hit, but if I go into a brawl, it will be on my terms, not on the terms of my opponent, AJ Rodriguez.
Going to be very elusive in this fight. Doesn't want to take any damage, but he really wants to break his opponent with his overwhelming pressure. AJ Rodriguez in
the sport of bare knuckle, he enters 2-0. Promotionally, Rodriguez enters 1-0 in BKFC. Rodriguez made his bare knuckle fighting championship debut September of last year. He defeated the very talented D'Amico Laban by way of first round TKO. Rodriguez has also had 26 amateur boxing bouts. AJ Rodriguez is ambidextrous. He told us in our fighter meeting, I feel that I have more precision in southpaw and more power in orthodox.
And that was an impressive win that he had in his debut, but he knows he has to do different things now. He has to find openings. He doesn't want to make them happen. He wants to see what's open and then land the shot where he needs to.
Rodriguez also told us, I will look to pick apart my opponent, Corey Roberts, from range. Hard straight rights off of my jab. Rodriguez said of Corey Roberts, he's very strong, but I think I'm a lot faster than Roberts. I believe he will try to clinch once he feels my power punches.
Well, he has to be first with his punches, but he also needs to be patient. And this thing was to be very sharp, precise, not waste any shots, but make sure everything he throws is with that intention in the right spot.
Again, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the bantamweight division, presented to you by Blackout Coffee Company. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears red and black. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, his official weight, 134.8 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, here is Corey Pitbull Roberts. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and pink. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, his official weight, an even 134 pounds. His overall bare knuckle fighting record stands undefeated at 2-0. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, here is AJ, the biggest Rodriguez. And our referee in charge of the action, Chris Young.
AJ Rodriguez told us, I will frustrate Corey Roberts with my movement, and I will be continually opportunistic when I see openings. Round number 1. Black trunks for AJ Rodriguez, red trunks for Corey Roberts. Immediately on the front foot goes AJ Rodriguez, overhand right. Short counter 2 from Roberts. Rodriguez immediately trying to mirror the hips of Roberts. Long on the jab, counter right hook not there for Roberts. Rodriguez off the jab. High open guard, huge overhand right lands from Rodriguez. Both fighters to the canvas. Ruled as a double slip by referee Chris Young, right back to it.
And Roberts is very lucky because he was hurt bad with the shot.
Overhand right.
He might still be a step slow, so he might be very careful in these early exchanges.
Well, coming from the corner of Roberts' left eye. 65 seconds remaining, round number 1. We are in the bantamweight division. Overhand right just off the mark from Rodriguez. Overhand right again. There's the pull 2 from Roberts. Staff jab from Rodriguez. To the body, that was clever from AJ Rodriguez.
And that was a nasty right hand from Rodriguez.
Smart clinch from Roberts, trying to change the tempo. 40 seconds remaining, round number 1. Overhand right.
And Roberts has got to start pushing the pace. He cannot let his opponent, Rodriguez, just sit there and pick him apart from the outside.
There's the duck under. Short left on the turn from Rodriguez, just off the mark. 25 seconds remaining, round number 1. Entry again, right hand. See the smear of blood across the face of Corey Roberts. Late here in round number 1. Jab again through from Rodriguez. On the duck under. Heavy to the inside in the clinch. Double unders from Rodriguez, driving pressure. Roberts along the ropes. That ends round number 1.
Very good round for Rodriguez and a lot of hard shots.
Okay,
good to the body, some good to the head. He had Roberts hurt at one point.
Cuando tú metas, mete la doble derecha. En profundidad.
Roberts really needs to focus on pushing the pace, pushing his opponent backwards. He cannot just sit there
Camina el
and
pie,
trade
doble
punches.
derecha, un ángulo. Ok, y te lo vas a llevar. Ok, cierra con el hook. Muy bien. Respira, respira, mira la recuperación tuya. Vamos. Ese tipo está roto.
Start picking your shots.
The other problem you're having is standing right in front of him.
You need to
Even
keep
if
movement.
you're not in there, we're staying the distance, okay? We're not letting him jab, so if he's in his jab range, we need to back out a little bit. All right, you understand me?
That's Bellator veteran Tim Baser, the chief second of Corey Roberts.
Tim Baser with some fantastic advice. This is what we're talking about. You cannot stand right in front of your opponent and let him pick you apart. You have to be all the way in, all the way out. You cannot stand in that mid-range.
Referee Chris Young starts round number 2. Roberts trying to get lower here, early stages of round 2 than he did in round number 1. The right hand, there's the turn. Rodriguez on the duck under, flipping left hand. Roberts took that well, but it landed flush now to the inside, AJ Rodriguez.
Rodriguez is just looking extremely accurate, very fast, crisp with his punches.
Just like that fast, crisp jab on cue, Chris.
And I still like that right hand, the body keeps throwing it straight. Right after the jab, put your hands up to block the jab and the body's wide open.
Next jab, 1-1-2. Counter to the right hook and the body, Roberts. And Corey Roberts told us in our fighter meeting, I don't mind taking punches, I will brawl, but I have to do so on my terms. Rodriguez fast with the jab. Right hand just off the mark. The naked 2 from Corey Roberts. Roberts to the body, showing some creativity. The reset to center circle. Big left hook just off the mark from Rodriguez. Rodriguez continuing to throw big. Right hand just off the mark. Chris, these are big swings from AJ Rodriguez.
Rodriguez is powerful, he's fast, and he's accurate. He's a lot of problems right now going on for Roberts. Roberts is tough as he's taking a lot of hard shots.
A stiff jab. Jab right back from Rodriguez after Roberts landed. Feint step in and out from Corey Roberts. 20 seconds remaining round 2. Right hand off the mark. The right hand. Bullet punch. To the body goes Rodriguez. Both fighters showing creativity in their striking. On the inside. Across the neck. Separation from Chris Young. We go to round 3.
I need to work on that body. That's 2 or 3.
We're in spectacular Hollywood, Florida, just outside of Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Hard Rock Live. It's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 70 live tonight on DAZN. Sold out tonight. This crowd's starting to fill up. This is one of the home venues of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Round number 3 is upon us.
And I'm really liking what I'm seeing here from Rodriguez, the way he's able to control the range, control when and where the fight happens with his movement. When he wants to come in, he does.
AJ Rodriguez versus Corey Roberts in the bantamweight division, and to the 3rd round we go. Rodriguez has landed some ferocious shots through the opening 2 rounds, and Roberts has largely walked through them. Left hook. Roberts on the right hand, that was blocked. High left shoulder of Rodriguez. Back to the jab for AJ Rodriguez. Step in from Roberts, pulled it back. Roberts now coming forward, trying to turn up the pressure here in round 3.
And that's exactly what he needs to do, continue to mirror his opponent's hit.
There's the big right hand from AJ Rodriguez.
Powerful shots coming in that direction. It's very difficult to deal with.
And getting through from Roberts. Rodriguez now circling out. Roberts trying to mirror the hips of AJ Rodriguez. searching for a guillotine position was Roberts. Couldn't find it on the underhook, and the separation from referee Chris Young. Scored a touch of hands and right back to it. A tight striking guard. Rodriguez could not get his jab through. Jab again. 1-2-1 right back from Roberts. On the turn, right hand, right hook. Rodriguez really trying to sit down on that right hand. Big left hand, right hand again. Roberts now on his back foot, trying to explode forward. Stumbled, that might have been a slip right hand, and there is the knockdown.
Roberts slipped, couldn't see what was coming. There was an uppercut that landed, I believe.
The count of 8. Up at 9 is Corey Roberts. Talking to Chris Young. This fight is over. AJ Rodriguez now 2-0 in BKFC.
What a victory. That was, Roberts was having his best round. He was doing some good work, pushing the pace. He was actually landing some good shots, but it was a slip, I believe. It looks like Roberts slipped a little bit, knocked him off balance, and he didn't see a punch coming. We always talk about it, Sean. It's the one that you don't see that does the damage, and it really did damage in that situation.
Roberts definitely slipped. What is not clear is if that was moisture on the canvas or that was his equilibrium off. Either way, it led to the closing sequence. Rodriguez on the finish. Roberts up at 9. The discussion with referee Chris Young. That is the fight. AJ Rodriguez, 2-0 in BKFC, 3-0 in the sport of bare knuckle. Chris, he is most definitely a fighter to watch in BKFC's stacked bantamweight division.
A different look. You guys were in a couple good mixes. You can just see, where was it when the slip happens? Get hit with a couple shots there. Feels a step. There was a slip. It looked like it was something on the canvas. Once that slip happened, he wasn't quite aware of the surroundings. Got hit with an uppercut. So difficult if you don't see a punch coming. So much easier when you do. You can brace, you can turn, you can clinch, but otherwise you're in trouble.
We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Chris Young, steps in calling a stop to the fight at 1 minute 39 seconds into round number 3. For your winner by TKO, AJ, the biggest, Rodriguez.
Another time Rodriguez looked fantastic, throwing good power, accuracy, speed. Looks like a big problem for a lot of people.
Corey Roberts showed his toughness. He said he didn't mind getting hit. He walked through big punches, but AJ Rodriguez was on point. Showed his poise, showed his precision, showed his class. The winner by way of round 3 technical knockout, AJ Rodriguez defeats Corey Roberts. Our global expansion of BKFC continues.
First foray into the Middle East. We're going to Dubai, the Dubai National Tennis Stadium.
Goes down April 4th and 5th. 2 nights of fights featuring the biggest and baddest title fights in BKFC history.
2-sport world champion, here he is, Austin No Doubt Trout.
He just shows that skill he has. He's got so much ability. This guy is a special thing to watch for some type of time.
Carlos Trinidad Snake with emphasis.
Showing why he's undefeated and why he's going to be hard for anybody to deal with.
King Kai Stewart.
Kai Stewart just keeps rolling. Unbelievable.
Arguably the top pound-for-pound fighter in all of bare knuckle fighting championships.
Tommy the Farmer Strader.
Undefeated in bare knuckle fighting championships and victory for the South African.
And we are live here in the Hard Rock Live. They are filling in those seats. Going to be a sold-out crowd here for BKFC 70 live on DAZN. Here's your OnlyFans exclusive look. Considered by many to be the GOAT of BKFC. That is Luis Palomino and is ready for a big moment against Howard H.D. Davis. King of the Streets title is on the line.